So how do you transition from digging into somebody's pains and goals and talking about their situation and transition that into being able to pitch your service or ask for the money? We call that the gap. And we're going to talk about that today. Hey, if you get good information out of this video, if you enjoy what you see, be sure and hit that like button down below. Really helps the channel out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't so you get notified anytime there's new videos coming out. Let's get into it. Now, the gap is a part of the call that is very intuitive. It's one that I can tell you, that you want to get into it after you have dug into some pain or goals, depending on which type of script you're using. But it's not one that you can just go right to, say, okay, as soon as they say this, go here, right? You've got to use some intuition on the call. You've got to put yourself into a position where you have an understanding that you've gotten deep enough into this conversation. It's time to move forward. So the first key to that is, have you reached an emotion yet? Now, whether that is a negative emotion because you're digging into a pain, or whether that is a strong desire emotion because you're digging into a goal, this person doesn't have a lot of pains yet, and you're digging up for them. It doesn't matter which way it is, you've got to be connected to an emotion. If you don't have some sort of connection to a very strong desire or a deep pain, you're going to end up running into more objections than you have to. It's not time to go through the gap yet. Once you have that, now it's time to move into the gap. So what is a gap exactly? Well, in short, the gap is a recap of the entire call. It's really all it is. It is taking your prospect back through, okay, this is where you are now. This is the reason why you don't like it. This is where you would like to be instead. Did I get all that right? That's essentially your gap right there. The gap gives you a transition from asking all the questions, asking the whys, getting deeper into them, to now getting permission to show them how you can help them to bridge that gap, which is why we call it a gap. You are providing a service or a product that provides the bridge from where they are to where they want to be. Now, once you go through that, look, the gap done properly shows your prospect, I heard you, I'm listening, I care about what's going on, and I really think I can help. These are important things for a prospect to feel and understand, not only throughout the entire call, but most importantly here, when you're about to actually pitch and or ask for the money. You've got to have this part down right. You want to make sure that you are recapping, starting from surface level, digging deeper. Here's where you are now. Here's what you don't like about this situation. Dig deep. When I asked why, this is what you told me. When I asked why, this is what you told me. Lay that out for them. And because you're in this situation, you really want to be able to get to this situation instead. Here's why. And again, lay out the depth. Did I get all that right? Am I understanding this appropriately? And make sure they say, yes, that's it. That's exactly where I want. Now, if you do this very well, you're not just going to get, well, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's when you're right. No, you do this really well, and they're like, hell yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly where I want to be. You got it. Now you've built that connection. You can move on. You can say, okay, now this line here, it's one of my secrets. Now, I've heard it used by other people as well, just recently. So I know there are other people other than me using this. However, it is an extremely strong line. I've been using it for over a year. And it's a way to go from the gap to the money. And it's to just straight up ask them or tell them, hey, you know what? Based on what you have said, I believe what we have might be able to help. Would you like me to tell you a little bit more about what we do? Would you like to hear about the program? Do you agree that what you've heard so far on this call could help get you to where you want to be? You can ask it in 100 different ways. Now, I will break that line specifically down later in another video because it's extremely powerful. There's psychological reasons behind the wording, but if you use it right, hey, you know what, man? Based on what you've said, I believe what we've got might actually get you to where you want to be. So would it be all right with you if I took just a couple of minutes to lay out how this program works? You're getting permission to pitch right there. And you're letting them know that it's because you believe you can honestly help them. It's an amazing process. So a good way to practice the gap is to start your call at the pain or goal digging portion for your role plays, right? For practicing. Start with the pain digging or the goal digging. Ask 3 or 4 levels deep. You don't have to do a full 7 like I recommend for just learning the pain dig, but go just 3-4 levels deep into your questioning, and then throw out the gap and make sure you're hearing it right. Make sure you're taking your notes. Say, okay, look, so from what I understand, this, and this is going on. This is what it's doing for your life right now. This, and this is what you want to have, and this, and this is what's keeping you from get there. Did I hear that right? You want to make sure you cover those points. Here's where you are. Here's why you don't like it. Here's where you want to be. Here's why you want to be there. Here's what you think is stopping you from getting there. Did I understand that? You cover those 5 points properly through the gap, you've got it. So, again, if you'd like a place to be able to practice this, please click that link down in the description to join our Discord server. It's absolutely free. You've got closers in there and salespeople in there who have been trained by myself and my partner. You've got some that have not had formal training and they're just doing door-to-door stuff. We've got people who are brand new. All levels in there that you can role play with, you can practice with, you can learn from. So please join us there. I'd love to have you. And look, again, if you like the video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you get notified when new videos come out. Again, this is Stratton Jr., Godfather of Sales, and I'll see you in the next one.